Hey guys, MrRhysReviews here. Welcome to my first impressions double video. So I've got two first impressions today, obviously by the name of the video. So we'll start with GTA Chinatown Wars. Now, Chinatown Wars, first impressions for Chinatown Wars on the PSP. So GTA Chinatown Wars on the PSP is basically the DS version with a few improvements. If you want like a first impressions or a review for the base game of Chinatown Wars, go look it up. I'm just gonna sort of cover the improvements on it since I already played the DS version and I haven't done the first impressions for that. So yes, I'm just gonna do the first impressions for the PSP exclusive and stuff and upgrades. So let's get started with that. So I'll just start with missions. You have a bonus storyline chapter or mission thingamabob. There's like 4 to 5 missions with a news reporter. Can't remember that bitch's name. I think it's Melanie or something. And you go around with her trying to get footage of the the triad criminal underground, whatever you want to call it. And basically, yeah, you find out she's a bitch and shit, and some stuff goes down and stuff happens. So if you want to find out about that, either watch it or buy the game on the PSP or play someone who has the PSP version of the game. I would say it's worth it getting on the PSP just for those exclusive missions and the few upgrades I'll get to in a moment that have been included in this PSP version. Besides that, there is just basically improvements to the game. So as we can see, there's just been they remade the game for a widescreen presentation on the PSP. Obviously you can see it's a bigger screen and they've upscaled it, stuff like that. And it's also graphically enhanced as well. Looks a lot better than the DS version. Rewatching gameplay of the DS version, I've realized that it looks a lot like heaps cartoony compared to this PSP version. Looks a little bit more sort of smooth and realistic in a way. So let's see if there's a thing for this. Nah, it just starts. Okay, so so now another additional thing to the game. Well, actually I didn't need to get into a car to do that, but so something else they also added into the PSP version is extra radio stations. So if you'll remember, you've got from the DS version Tickler, Dead Mouse, which is like the best station, Alchemist, Truth Plus Soul, and the Prairie Cartel. Those are the 5 that are in the DS version. Added into the PSP version, you have DJ Khalil, Tortoise, Turntables on the Hudson. Can't really see that. Anvil, which is like also now my second favorite radio station. It's like heavy metal, which is awesome. Sino Wave FM, which is like a Chinese kind of radio station. The Triad's always listening to it in the PSP version. And DFA, I can't remember what that stands for, but it's a pretty good station. Yeah, so those are those improvements. Another slight difference to the PSP version, obviously the mini games are still intact in the game. They're a lot different. They're just basically kind of like quick time sort of events now with by pushing different buttons, like you'll hold select to go up to a dumpster like you would in the DS version. You'd I can't remember how you initiated something. I can't remember how you initiated the dumpsters in the DS version, but I remember you'd use the stylus, you'd open the lid and then you'd get rid of the trash, and then as soon as you find the weapon, you'd click on it, or the condom or dildo if you're searching through a normal trash bin. Those dummy prizes that you find in the green bins. Besides that, on the PSP version, you press up on the analog stick to flip the lid open, then you just alternate between pressing L and R. to get rid of the trash bags and stuff, and then once all the trash bags are gone, you see the weapon, you press the X button. Everything that you'd normally draw with the stylus to do, you use the analog stick and like rotate the analog stick and stuff, which is pretty cool. But yeah, besides that, there's not really much else. There is a really cool thing that they did with the menu system for the PDA. So as you remember with the DS version and iPod Touch, which is completely shit, iPod Touch / iPad, you just scroll across just a line of stats and shit, or options. Here in the PSP version, they've basically made the whole PDA system a cross media bar. So there you have communications, and then out and about, personal, business, multiplayer, and system. See, so you can go across and stuff. Like I said, like a cross media bar, you can go across. Then of course you can go down. Therefore, it is basically the cross media bar in the game, which is pretty awesome. And then obviously they've adjusted for the PSP, so you press X to go into menus and stuff like that. Also in the moment, I'll just say it anyway. Oh, what the hell? That was a fail. There we go. Trade info. So, oh yeah, and then to do the extra stuff in the menus, because you don't have the stylus, you'll press square, and then you'll bring up the other menu within a menu. You can't even see that; it's just white. But yeah, you can just scroll through the stuff. At the moment, for my drug dealing and all that stuff, you shouldn't deal drugs, kids. At the moment, I have a perfect thing going between, in Algonquin, going between the Spanish lords and the mob. See, the Spanish lords' primary supply is cocaine, and their preferred purchase is ecstasy, which is perfect because the mob preferred purchase is cocaine, which is what what those guys were called. What were they called? Spanish lords. Their preferred purchase is their primary supply, and the mob's primary supply, which is ecstasy, is the Spanish lords' preferred purchase. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's what I'm doing in terms of the drug dealing right now in the game. Besides that, there isn't much extra to the game. Obviously, being the PSP version stuff, you get those sort of the startup stuff, which I'll just quickly show you anyway. So, just turn the volume up so you can see it. So obviously, when you've got the game highlighted, I've got it downloaded on the system. Yes, Need for Speed Undercover background. You have the music playing in this small video on the side, in the main thing. Another cool thing that they have for the save data also plays sort of like this music stuff, which is pretty cool. If you actually saw it easily enough, you would see what the second game is. So we'll move on to the second game. There isn't much I can say about it. I've only done one mission so far. So I actually bought this game on UMD, the first game to actually buy on Universal Media Disc. You can get it on PSN. I think it's like $30 on PlayStation Network, and therefore you can play it on the PlayStation Vita if you download it. But because I couldn't care less about playing it on the Vita, and it was only $5 in the store, it was like on sale yesterday at EB Games. I just bought it on Universal Media Disc secondhand. It was actually part of the PSP Essentials, which I haven't seen in Australia before. And this is a game in one of my favorite series of all time, PlayStation exclusive series by Insomniac Games, and this is, this one's by High Impact, and that is Secret Agent Clank. There's the case. So it was secondhand, it was pre-owned for $5. I mean, worth it to me. The game itself I would say is worth the $5. Besides that, any more it'd be kind of shit. I have seen the reviews for it; they're not great. That's also my personal opinion. I don't think the game is exactly great. It's okay. Basically, you know, obviously the title suggests you're playing as Secret Agent Clank, which is like a TV show that Clank's doing in Ratchet and Clank 3 on the PS2. If you can hear that, the freaking disc is off the bloody whack loading, which is why I like downloading the games now. But yeah, so you're playing a Secret Agent Clank. Apparently it takes place between Size Matters on the PSP and yeah, it takes place between Size Matters and whatchamacallit, Tools of Destruction on the PS3. So that's all pretty cool. My personal opinions on the game, they've basically made Clank now to you know, be an action hero, and you know, he's got all his own controls. He has his own gadgets, and he has you know, all that stuff. You take turns between playing Clank as Secret Agent Clank. You can play as those, you know, his helper robots, which are being made in that load screen, which is the mission I'm up to, which is like the third mission. Besides that, you take turns also playing Ratchet, who's in jail because he's been framed for stealing the Eye of Infinity. And then apparently you also play as Captain Quark, which I've seen. I haven't actually played it yet because I'm not, you know, I'm only like only like one level in to the game. And yeah, so basically it's just Ratchet and Clank, where you're playing as Clank mainly through the whole game, as Secret Agent Clank. Besides that, yeah, I don't have anything else to say because, you know, I haven't really played it. But you know, it's okay. It's a pretty good game. The weapons are awesome. Obviously, as always, they're good. But yeah, I just don't know what to say about it. It's just Ratchet and Clank playing as Clank. So yeah, so that's my first impressions for Secret Agent Clank. Not much there, but yeah, besides that, I look forward to playing through more of Secret Agent Clank. As I said, it's the first game I've actually bothered to buy for this PSP that I have, my current PSP, on disc. Besides that, I'm just, you know, buying games on download, which I've said before. The next couple of games, which I already said in the last video, I said I'm gonna get GTA, VCS, and LCS for off the PlayStation Network through download for my PSP, because yeah. So when I have that video up, which will be next week, when I get my $50, so I can buy a $50 network card for the network, so I can buy the games. I'll get those, and yeah, and then I'll make a video about them. Well, you know, I'll show you guys. But yeah, besides that, I'll just be playing GTA Chinatown Wars until I get those other GTAs. So yeah, that's all I have to say for the video, guys. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna get back to Chinatown Wars.